for the water, sewage, and garbage for the ambulance building. We've been paying that out of Pilt, and we should probably have a vote to go ahead and do that this time as well.
Also move.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to pay the $64.80 for the extension service offices. All those for their water, sewage, and garbage. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carries. And we have 1:30 after lunch. We also have just the contract to sign with Michelle that we voted on, I think when you were out at the doctor's appointment. So I just need to print that. I didn't do it this morning. So again, more housekeeping.
I have a question. For inmate medication, is coming out of a different state instead of local? Do you know, Franklin, being as you were involved over there?
Is that the what now, the?
It's inmate medications, and it's coming from Pennsylvania. And I just wondered why we were doing that rather than locally.
Is it some, I wonder if it's some special stuff maybe, or?
I don't know.
Most time, you can't tell really what it is.
No, you can't.
Hang on.
How much is it?
It's not a lot, but, $75 basically,
I wonder if it's,
and it doesn't say what it is.
I would just wonder if it's something, a special that they can't get here, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Tim?
Just a real quick question, the contract that you're going to sign this afternoon with Michelle, is that for a period of time? So that's how long?
No, it's not for a set period of time. We do have a clause in it, both sides can terminate with 30 days notice.
Thank you.
So this is new to both parties, so we have agreed to give it a shot, play it by ear, make sure we keep communications open and go from there.
on the agenda to talk about the search and rescue building?
It's actually, not yet, unfortunately. It's wrapped up with road, solid waste, mosquito, and weed.
Okay.
And Sean was going to put together a grant for to get started on that.
Okay.
At least just investigating what can be done that makes the most sense. But he hasn't gotten to it yet, so we need to follow up with Sean first. But they're in with that other, with the group. And the reason for that is money. It's so much less expensive to do things together than each one doing their own individual thing and then duplicating money spent. Hey Bernadette, come on up.
All right.
We have COSs, or COS.
This is the creation of an agricultural tract. The Swenson property with the house here. So he's cutting, that'll be the remainder. And he's gonna put pivots there.
All right.
You said Swenson?
Mm-hmm.
Lamplot just bought that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah.
It's
for
below the
Lamont.
Montana ditch.
Oh, okay.
Lower Ray Creek.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I know where the place is. I didn't know that, I think he'd be putting pivots in now, but I see what it is.
And he also bought the post and pole property to the south.
But the only one we're doing the ag exempt or the agricultural tract is track A, right?
Right, right. The other is just a retracement of what's existing down there.
All right.
So this one is where Carr's house sits?
Correct. And that's a previous survey.
Right.
Yeah.
How many acres did you say was in that, or did you say?
I didn't, there
Oh.
is almost 75 acres in that parcel.
The other one looks like it's 78.9.
We've had another issue where a person bought some property that was ag exempt. They weren't advised. I know it's put on this sheet that it is ag exempt. Do you have any more information on that from any of your contacts in the real estate world? They were gonna be adding that to their trainings and newsletters and that kind of thing?
Right, well, I know we've been, like even in the legal description, we've been saying an agricultural tract of land in the legal description since there were some issues a couple years ago. You know, it's not a requirement of law, it's just something we started doing to help maybe prevent that. And then of course calling, you know, putting an agricultural tract right on it. Other than that, it's, you know, up to the buyer, kind of buyer beware,
Sure.
and due diligence on them. You know, I don't know what further actions could be taken right off the top of my head.
Did you start saying anything? Okay. All right, thanks, Bernadette.
Oh, no.
Swenson place.
Iverson,
Oh,
because we own,
right.
This field right
Yeah.
here.
Uh-huh.
and we fight those yearling heifers constantly coming across, because in the winter, there's no water in the Montana ditch,
Mhm.
so they can walk through, and they work and wiggle their way through the fence.
So you're happy about this?
I'm very happy about this. No disrespect to anybody, but his cows get excited when they see our truck coming.
Dinner time.
Feed
On
wagons
Great
there. I'll make a motion to approve this,
Yeah, that's fine, I'll second it.
this agriculture tract.
All right, it has been moved and seconded to support the creation of this agricultural tract for Swenson's. Let's say of tract A
For Lambot.
for Lambot. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Aye, motion carries.
So tell me how he's gonna put pivots. These are kind of narrow, aren't they?
Yeah,
We said the same thing. I think he's doing a big half circle
well.
On- up here, or here, wherever, no, here. He said it was a big half circle on this part, and then down there, I don't know, different half circle.
I think you're gonna have to have a couple smaller ones, what I would guess, because it's long and narrow like that.
Well, this one really is narrow. Our house sits here, so I know what this is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, I kind of thought the same thing.
Yeah.
When we were visiting with him, he was,
They got wheel end on this now, so.
Mhm.
And I think they flood that over there, don't they? Or was there, no, there's wheel lines
I
on
think
that.
there's wheel lines
Yeah, I
there.
think so too.
well, I know when he was, making this boundary line, he wanted to make sure the pivot, didn't, that he cut off the part that he couldn't water.
Right.
So that's the only reason I know it was a half circle up here.
Which they can figure out, it looks to me like you're gonna have to have two in there,
Well, because this down here isn't gonna get watered.
right? And beside that, to reach over there very far, you're gonna be coming clear out in this would be, the BLM now, isn't it? Is that part of the BO place probably?
No.
Which would that be?
No, it's BOR.
Yeah, so I thought
Yeah.
BOR, because BOR.
Yeah,
owns it.
BLM, yeah. It's BOR.
Hmm.
That's what it looks to me like, but.
Yeah, I know, I don't know farming, so.
Well,
I-
Larry told us that he wasn't actually taking this over until August, for whatever reason.
I think if that was
It might
the
be
plan.
lease, Iverson's lease might run until something like that.
That's true.
But I think that the date got moved up to where he went ahead and closed last week, and that's why I could
Oh,
bring it in
okay.
now.
I wonder if, he's only got he's got way over 60 pivots now.
You'd have to have one guy just do pivots.
He pretty much does it. I mean, he puts over 200 miles a day on his pickup. He's checking to make sure, of course, there's a problem. He's pretty good at, the simple things, but then he thinks of, he has Aquatech or Watson's come in, No?
You want to sign it?
Oh, I guess I could.
This one he tore up. Barry last year had planted that to hay, but he didn't get a very good crop. And so Larry came in and he tore it all up and replanted it to hay.
Hmm.
It looks good. And no nurse crop with it. Just straight away.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thanks, Bernie.
Bernadette. All right, any more for the good of the order before we break for lunch? All right, we are adjourned to 1:30.
What's the date for the,
We're going to a conference.
Ah. Oh, we're gonna go.
Oh, we're gonna go learn.
Yeah, sort of like the thing in the independent record says, is I smart now? Did you see that on the top of this report?
No,
Oh, and it's on the second or third page of the independent record. Oh. A picture of the top of his mortarboard that says, is I smart now?
You got colleges, it's always interesting when you go, and if you're sitting up high and you look down. I've seen one that said, "Thanks, Mom and Dad." It was when we were-